Hello everybody, my name is Jason Pine, and in today's video I'm going to share with you 5 lessons from the book The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I read this book recently and it was really motivational, and essentially what the compound effect is as long as you keep up with good habits or whatever it is that you're working on, while you might not see results right away, once the compound effect is activated, at some point it'll just click. And he talks about this in great length in the book, and I'm excited to share with you 5 lessons that I learned from the book, The Compound Effect. The first lesson is to stand out from the crowd. In the book, the author talks about how he had a friend who was in the final 12 candidates for a really big job, and he told him to, do what it takes to stand out and get them to notice you, them meaning the employers. And unfortunately, this person that he talks about in the book didn't take his advice and didn't get the job. But his point in bringing up the story, the author, is that it's like, look, there's a lot of people out there who are really determined, and you got to do what it takes to make people notice you and stand out from the crowd, for lack of a better word. And I think this is both really important, and I think it's a really good lesson, and it'd probably be better not to learn it the hard way, like the guy in the story did. The second lesson is to push through until you see results. In the book, the author talks about how super successful people they just keep going until they see results, but also, more relating to the compound effect, just getting going and staying consistent is like a train, where it takes a certain amount of time to, like a train, it takes a certain amount of time to get it going, get the engine started, but once it gets going, it's like full speed ahead. And the author argues that that's how it is staying consistent. In the beginning, you don't see a lot of results, and it can be very frustrating. But that consistency is very important, because there's a point where it just goes like, aha, and you do see results, and things kind of just start to happen all at once. And I think this is both a really inspiring way to look at it, but it's also like a no BS kind of way of looking at it. Like, you gotta put in the work to see the results that you want to see. Number 3 is to show up in person. Now, more recently, this has become kind of a gray area, but the author argues if you give the person that you're speaking to at least the option for in-person, it showcases something that others might not have thought of. If you give the person that you're speaking to the option for in-person, it really showcases your determination and that, like, cool, I really want this. Number 4 is to stay consistent. Again, that consistency is really important. And when he talks about the chapter on Big Mo, which I think I've mentioned that before, he talks about how it's a very double-edged sword where, Big Mo can really help you accelerate, or it can just, not show up if you don't put in the work, or, you stop with that consistency. And so consistency, I know from my own experience, can be something that can be very hard to keep up, and it can also be very draining at certain times, but it's one of the most important things to get that acceleration later on. And number 5 is to focus on yourself. And while Darren Hardy doesn't directly say focus on yourself in the book, at least that I can remember, it's something that I definitely took away from the book, because if you're focused on what everybody else is doing, it's going to take energy away from what you can do. And I would argue that that's part of what he's saying, is saying put as much energy into yourself instead of worrying about others. And while obviously there are circumstances where you have to worry about others, focus on yourself as much as you can, and I think it'll be really helpful. So thank you so much for watching this video. Down below, if you could hit the red subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Hit the bell, give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, thanks so much. I will talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.